Hi, now let's discuss about nuclear medicine. So nuclear medicine is an imaging modality designed to measure a F rather than structure within the body. So we are talking about function. So nuclear medicine is based on detection of radioactive molecules, which are unstable inherently, molecules that spontaneously decay to release radiation energy. For example, gamma rays or gamma particle. Now, this is being used as a major medical diagnosis or disease even therapy. So this become a more popular and very important, giving important functional aspect or metabolism. So how to create a nuclear medicine image? First, we do need a radioactive compound which can be ingested or inhaled or injected into the body. Then the radioactivity induced ionizing radiation that is optimized for human safety can produce an image. So before getting into nuclear medicine, I want to discuss a little bit of the spectrum of these ionized radiation. So ionizing radiation is a good example of X-rays and gamma rays. And let's see the spectrum. Okay, so the wavelength-wise, we talk about visible light as a 0.4 to 0.7 micron. However, if it's a shorter wavelength or from the energy point of view, higher photon energy is UV light. And then about 10 nanometer to 100 picometer and 10 picometer, you see there's a soft and hard X-rays. So the higher energy is hard X-ray. And after 10 picometer and even shorter wavelength, that's called the gamma rays. In terms of photon energy, you can see shorter wavelength has a higher photon energy. So visible light is, let's say, order of 1 electron volt, but X-ray will become 100 electron volt until about 100 kilo electron volt. And gamma rays has higher energy. So these hard X-rays in our daily life, we use it for like this airport security and medical CT. We are using about this range of electron photon energy and mammography and X-ray crystallography. So simply X-ray wavelength is about 10 nanometer down to 10 picometer. And gamma rays wavelength will be smaller or shorter than 10 picometer. And in terms of photon energy, X-rays usually have less than 100 kilo electron volt or keV, and gamma rays will have 100 kilo electron volt to about 10 mega electron volt. So these are based on our understanding of modern physics, and photon energy can be described as energy as nu or Planck constant times frequency in hertz. And Planck constant you probably know. And for this keV and this E stands for electrical charge of an electron, which is minus 1.6 times 10 to the minus 19th Coulomb. And in fact, you can use this formula to convert this wavelength into the energy. So there are a number of imaging methods using in nuclear medicine. So first, radioactive compound, we call it as because it traces down the target molecule or process. So we call it as a tracers, and that is designed to reflect a particular function. For example, blood perfusion or metabolism. So by attaching these radioactive isotope to a molecule that participates in that specific function. For example, we can use iodine-131, which is a radioisotope that can, that actually, this iodine concentrate in the thyroid, so you can visualize thyroid. And highly active areas of the body indicates the presence of the molecule. So a simple planar imaging and a little more sophisticated SPECT, which stands for single photon emission computed tomography. So this is more like X-ray counterpart, and this is more like CT counterpart in nuclear medicine. So molecules that are chemically linked with a, in fact, ray emitting element, as we say before, gamma ray emitting elements, and that's being used for the contrast agent. For example, technetium-99m is typically used for SPECT. And for planar imaging, we are using gamma cameras, so that gamma camera and also for SPECT2 detects gamma rays, and that produces an image of a radioactivity from the target source. And we also call this image as a planar scintigraphy, and I'll explain you why we call it scintigraphy.